This is part 3 of Immoral Guild. Welcome back to AniRecapz. Like and subscribe so you never miss our quality uploads. Our story continues with Kikuro, our MC, walking in the forest with Hidemaki and Maidina. It seems that Tokashiko is receiving special training from Hanabata, which may not let her live through the day. MC and the girls have a quest to gather Lupanusilence flowers. This flower has a silencing effect if its petals are strongly agitated. MC explains that this will not present a problem for him and Hidemaki as they both use physical attacks. Maidana, who uses chance to cast spells being silent, may prove problematic. Since these flowers can cause other adventurers trouble, they are tasked to remove them. Maidana happily notes that they will not fight monsters today. MC agrees with her observation and says he has assigned Hidemaki to be on guard of their surroundings. Hidemaki turns while walking to tell them that she will do her best so that they will be safe. She does not see a tree root sticking out, so she trips and falls over. Her forehead gets bruised and Maidana attends to her. She wants to use a spell to heal her, but Hidemaki stops her. She wants to use a new skill she had learned. She uses her chakra to heal herself. She glows and her bruise disappears. MC and Takashiko observe that all of Hanabata's skills are recon, cooking, and healing have nothing to do with attacks. Hanabata stands and tells them that it would be good for her to be able to heal others as well. She asks how Maidana heals others. Maidana explains that a white sorceress like her borrows the power of the holy bird Funizask, who regulates the restoration of humans. MC, recalling his examination of Maidana, says, "The holy crest is the source of power." Maidana is surprised by his statement and asks if MC has seen one in person. MC realizes his mistake and tells her that he saw it on the television. He tells them they have to start gathering the flower and reminds them not to touch the petals. They go their separate ways. Maidana starts gathering the flower carefully, not touching the petals. She reflects on their situation and thinks that they may still be attacked by monsters as they gather the flowers. She sees MC has gone farther away and blushes as she thinks of being close to him. She shrugs the thought off and starts gathering the flowers again. She sees a loose hanging vine and wonders what it is. The vine turns out to be part of a monster called a stuff pecker. She steps back and trips over her backpack, spilling the Lupanusilence and crushing their petals. This sends a cloud of pink pollens into the air, which she inhales. She loses her voice and is unable to shout for help. The monster wraps its tentacle around her ankles. She looks for Hidemaki and then wonders why she did not notice the monster. Hidemaki, in the meantime, is picking up flowers and notes how the strong scent has nullified her detection of monsters through smell. She decides to use her sense of hearing and hears movement from the direction of Maidana. She turns and sees her waving her arms. She is puzzled by this. It turns out that Maidana was trying her best to ask for help as she could not say anything. Hidemaki interprets this as Maidana having fun at their job. She reciprocates by also waving back to her. Maidana gets frustrated by this, but suddenly recalls that stuff peckers usually are attracted to shiny objects. She decides to offer her precious church wand to help her escape. However, the monster is more attracted to her shiny hair. The monster ties her up with its tentacles. Unable to move, she continues to struggle as another tentacle slowly slides down her back and goes between her legs, then goes back up around her neck. As it tightens its hold on her neck, it also rubs against her cherry and opens up her shirt, revealing one of her melons. She becomes helpless as the monster toys with her. She realizes that the monster is trying to paralyze her and bring her to its nest. She becomes desperate and starts to shed tears. MC steps in and slices the tentacles off, then flicks his knife over his shoulder to kill the stuff pecker. Hidemaki rushes over and hugs Maidana. She apologizes to her for not detecting the monster. MC reprimanded himself for relying too much on Hidemaki's that his sense had become weaker. Hidemaki sees the bruises on Maidana's arms. Since she cannot heal herself, MC suggests she just tough it out until the effect of the flower wears off. Hidemaki asks MC to leave them alone as she wants to try something. Since Maidana cannot heal herself, Hidemaki takes it upon herself to try to heal her with her new skill. With MC gone, she takes off her shirt, exposing her melons. She then exposes Maidana's chest as well. She hugs her, letting their melons touch, and uses her chakra to heal her. This works and Maidana can speak again. Hitamaki jumps for joy and dubs her new skill as Fishchaka, not realizing her melons are bouncing out exposed. She covers herself up and starts crying as it was her fault that Maidana got into trouble. She is only glad that she was able to heal her. MC looks on as Maidana commends her and tells her that she has the potential to be a white sorceress. She continues that being a support is a good fit for her personality as she is not a good martial artist. Hitamaki asks MC if she can still grow.
そうだな。ちょうどサブヒーラーが欲しいと思っていたところだ。
Back in the guild, Ishune asks why Kikuru is alone looking for quests. MC explains that the four had to undergo another medical checkup at the hospital. He thinks to himself that this may be because his actions as Dr. Murder may have been discovered. He tells Ishune that he will be hunting alone. She encourages him to go on a date around the city. She clings to him so much and declares that he will be hers all day. Ename asks if she likes MC, to which she replies that she loves him. Her mother reminds her not to cause trouble. MC thinks Ishune is infatuated with him. He talks to her to prevent hurting her in the future. As he tries to let her done easy, she explains she does not see him in a romantic way. This embarrassed MC and he starts asking why she always told him she loved him and wants him to go on a date. Ishune tells him she wants him to go on a date with Ename. She reasons that he wants MC to be her new father. This makes MC and Ename blush. She talks to Ishune and tells her that marrying MC will not happen. Her words pierce through MC's stomach and he falls to his knees. Both the girls get worried about him, but he says he will just go home and sleep. Ename also becomes weak and falls. At the clinic, Ename apologizes for making them worry. MC and Ishune tell her to rest as she has been working very hard lately. Ishune promises to take care of the reception and help her change into something more comfortable. MC leaves them and reminds Ishune to stop setting him up with her mother. While Ename dresses, MC reflects upon the moment when he had to save her and had to touch her melons. He swears not to tell anyone of this secret as long as he lives. After Ename changes clothes, MC returns and is shocked to see Ename in a revealing shirt without any bra. Ishune points out that she is not wearing any undergarments as this will be more comfortable. MC sees through this charade and knows what she is doing. Ishune tells them that she wanted to check Ename's temperature but could not find it. Since she is busy at the reception, MC should do it by touching their foreheads together. MC thinks Ishune had hidden the thermometer, but before he can object any further, she leaves. Given no choice, MC touches her forehead with his. Being so near to her, he is unable to concentrate as he smells her sweet scent and sees her mounds. He thinks he is becoming feverish as well. Ename tells him that it is he who seems to have a fever. She thinks it is because of the burden he has to bear every day with training his rookies. She tells him she is okay and he should get some rest. He tries to object and then notices that her shirt has become soaked in sweat. He tells her this and she covers herself up. While Ishune is at the reception, MC wipes the sweat off Ename's back. She apologizes not because of her getting sick, but because she failed in getting a replacement for him. She had requested skilled guards from other cities, but none came since the monsters in their area are less dangerous than other cities. She is happy that MC has become brighter every day after she introduces him to those rookie girls. MC, however, does not hear her words as having her there naked, although facing opposite him is driving him crazy. Ishune sees them and comments that they could made more progress than she has hoped for. Miss Rizumisu, the nurse, appears and kids them that it's noon in their workplace, and yet they seem to be raring to go. MC is shocked to see her. She calls him a doctor and MC reminds her not to call him that. It turns out she got fired from the hospital. The doctor had found out what she did during the physical exam. She tells MC that she was able to hide his identity, so he is safe. She promises Ename to help out, but as she leaves with Ishune, a series of crashes can be heard as Rizumisu has caused a series of accidents. MC reflects on his experience. Having more staff does not translate to a lesser workload. Ename tries to stand up and go to work, but MC stops her. He tries to convince her that Ishune will take care of it, but Ename is still worried and pushes him with her chest. They fall over with Ename on top of MC. She apologizes and straddles him. She unknowingly sits on his sleeping eggplant. MC realizes that she is not wearing any undergarments, and this thought awakens his eggplant. Ename is shocked as the eggplant pokes at her. Before she can react, Ishune burst into the room to report that Rezumisu had overwritten the existing data they had on their PC. But seeing them in this compromising position, she smiles. She leaves and tells them she would like a baby brother. MC narrates that after witnessing that Ishune has started calling him Papa.
The next day,
After a few days, a pair of adventurers are looking for their teammate Noma in Mabuki Forest. Breathing heavily, they are crouched down and hidden behind a pile of rocks. They spot a monster, and the black mage suggests that they should go back to the city. The knight wonders how they are going to beat a monster if they do not have Noma. They return to the guild and report their findings. MC and Ename discuss how big the repel spider is. Takashako asks what a repel spider is, and MC explains that it is a monster that has the skill to sense hostility and the killing intent of an opponent. This makes it dodge attacks easily. Knight Senlik Testale explains that as a warrior like him, it is difficult to attack because it can sense his motives as he approaches it. Black Magician Smith explains that its bite can kill you with its deadly poison, and its web are tougher than steel. The monster itself has a lot of power, making it a very fearsome opponent. Ename asks MC if he can beat it, but Smith tells them that it is impossible. Senlit joins in and tells MC that even if he is an ace and has the most kills, he will have a hard time as he is always hunted in the shadows. He will not be able to rescue his friend Noma. Smith continues that he also heard that MC is a first-class evader, but all this will not be helpful in facing the monster. These words stab at MC, and Takashiko tells them to stop as MC's mental fortitude is weak. The whole team meets up at the forest and maps out their strategy. Hanabata clarifies that they will be doing a rescue of the stragglers from the search party. MC explains that the monster might overpower them, and he points out the value of saving lives. He assigns Hitamaki to search for the missing guard. She sniffs the zip-locked bag containing the guard's belongings. With the scent, she will be able to track her. Maydana is assigned to heal if the guards are injured, and Hanabata is to act as their bodyguard. MC reflects that he has made a good division of roles, but he still fears that this plan will end in failure. He reminds Hanabata to avoid using her frenzy skill at all costs. The three set out in the direction. Him and Yuki smelled the scent of the guard. MC watches them leave and cannot control this fidgeting. Tokashiko notes this and suggests that if he is nervous, they should just work all together. MC tells her that it is safer this way and that fighting with newcomers is really tough. MC and Tokashiko set out and start their way toward hunting the spider. After a while, Tokashiko starts complaining and wishes she was with the rescue group. She notes that the monster is strong, can avoid any attacks, and has a poisonous bite and a sticky trap with a web as strong as steel. She feels useless against it, but MC points out that the spider is able to sense hostility because it sees where the body is headed and can dodge the attack. In Tokashiko's case, her massive thunderbolt attack, which she cannot control and randomly hits targets, is a threat to the spider, who will not be able to sense her thoughts. She is amazed by this, as she never thought her lack of combat sense would shine. MC tells her that they can use a hunting technique to take out the spider. They will surround it with flames so it cannot escape. Then they will slowly make the circles smaller and eventually kill it. MC points out that there are many ways to kill the spider. Tokashiko is amazed by his plans and notes that he does not look impressive for an ace, and he also does not look as strong. She concludes that he is not a true ace. These words make MC feel that he was stabbed from behind. He tells her to stop, as he is not in the mood for her compliments that are not compliments. He wonders how the rescue team is doing. It turns out that Hitamaki was caught in the spider's nest after warning the others about it. Maydana scolds her for not listening to her own warning and gives her a hand to get out of the trap. Hanabata tries to stop her as the web is strong and elastic. She was too late and Maiden and Hitamaki falls back into the web. Maidana lands face first on Hitamaki's melons while her knee gets stuck between Hitamaki's legs. Maidana tries to remove her leg, but it ends up ramming back between Hotamupi's thighs. This makes Hitamaki blush and she asks Maidana to not move so much. Unfortunately, both cannot control their movements as the stickiness and elasticity make them rub against each other. Hanabata is shocked at what she witnesses as the two bodies become intertwined. She lights up a match and uses it to free the two. Meanwhile, Tokishuko uses fire magic to clear out the web. MC explains that even if the web is strong, it is still flammable. They move forward, but do not notice the spider lurking behind some trees. MC explains to Tokishuko that he will act as bait to draw the spider while she will encircle them with flames. Once that is done, she will use her Voltiga spell and hit the center of the circle. They continue discussing as a huge shadow casts over them. MC suddenly grabs Tokishuko as the spider drops from above. He throws her to safety while he engages the spider in a fight. He tells Tokishuko to proceed with the plan and reminds her not to be afraid of it. He re-engages with the spider as Tokishuko tries her best to trap the spider. However, the spider is able to sense her plan and evades their attack and runs away. She apologizes as her fear of the monster gave away their plan. The spider suddenly attacks Tokishuko from behind, so MC gets in between her and the monster. The spider hits MC and Tokishuko uses her flame magic to repel the monster. The spider escapes, but MC falls to the ground. Tokishuko starts panicking and asking MC what to do, as he lies down blaming himself for what has happened. Back in the city, Ishimine goes back to the guild from school. Her blouse suddenly becomes undone and she gets a bad feeling. Inside the guild, Knight Senlik feels guilty about speaking harshly to MC. Mage Smith tells him to apologize when he comes back. Ename wonders if MC is okay, but her blouse pops open giving her an uneasy feeling. Back in the forest, Tokishuko tries reviving MC. She starts making threats to him. She tells him that if he dies, she will tell everyone he violated her. This wakes MC up and he tries scolding her for trying to sully his good name. She asks how he is still alive after the lethal poison. MC explains that he bit down on an antidote he had on his teeth just before he got hit. He came prepared, but the poison was a bit more potent than he had expected. It causes him to have a high fever and experience numbness. Tokishuko suggests they return to the city. MC explains that the forest inhabitants had all fled due to the spider. The monsters who move out of the forest will go to the city, and without food, the spider will have nowhere else to go but the city as well. They have to stop the monster before the conditions become worse. He tries standing up but falls down. Tokishuko sighs and casts ice magic to encase them in a dome. This was temporary protection in case the spider comes back and will also give them privacy. She starts taking her clothes off and tells a shocked MC that she will do an experiment. She hopes that whatever the results, there should be no awkwardness between them. She asks if MC knows about the curse name. MC narrates that a curse name is an example of how a person's name can activate a spell and receive the blessing of the word or spirit that the name holds. It's like the parents naming their child so that they can eventually become the person they named their babies after. Tokishuko's name is derived from toxic. She tells him that her name is written out as poison and detoxification for poison. It was a passive skill for poison nullification. MC remembers her physical checkup when the nurse mentioned that she has never been sick. He absent-mindedly mentions this, and she is surprised by his knowledge. He replies in panic how he saw it on the TV. She then starts the experiment by choosing to pour her liquid into his wounds to fight poison with poison. She takes off MC's shirt and admires his well-toned body. She then gropes a body part that has become stiff and hard. Nothing suspicious is going on here, guys, I promise. MC scolds her for implying such lewd things. After touching his abs, she starts licking his wounds to help heal him. This makes MC feel strange, and a part of his body starts roaring to stand. This pokes at Tokishuko and she blushes but tells him that removing the poison from that part of his body is not one of her expertise. MC does not feel any better, except for the part that has decided to stand out. Once again, nothing suspicious is happening here. Don't get the wrong idea, guys. Tokishako tries dropping her saliva direct into his mouth. This works and MC starts to recover. He thanks her and says that with her poison nullification ability, his negative thinking of her has gone. Tokishako's expression darkens, and she understands why he is not very popular. They then get all dressed up and think of ways how to trap the spider monster. On the other hand, the rescue team has found Noma and purified her. She wakes up and thanks them for saving her. She explains that as a red magician, her purification spell was not enough to detoxify the venom of the spider, so all she could do was hide and wait. She apologizes for putting them all in danger, as she notes the torn clothes of Hidemaki and Medina. The journey was filled with a lot of strong enemies, according to Medina, as her panty slides off. Back with MC and Tokishako, they'd have reached the waterfront shelter, which is used by adventurers to rest. She thinks that MC wants to have a one-night stand with her after what happened earlier. MC scolds her as she keeps mentioning that countless times on their way here. Kikuru then explains they will use the shelter as their trap and he will defeat the spider boss. She realizes that MC plans to lure the spider into the shelter and she will be able to use her attacks on it.
ねえ、それ中に俺いない？
旦那のことは尊い犠牲として後世まで語り継ぐよ。
俺は松代までお前を呪ってやるよ。
Takashuko tells him that his sacrifice will be remembered, which was once again funny to hear. MC starts inspecting the shelter to prepare for the trap. He starts destroying the amulets protecting the shelter, which alarms Tokishako. He orders her to burn the hut, and it makes her eyes widen in surprise. And so on, we'll get to see what happens in the next part. This was my most favorite manga chapter, by the way. It was really epic to see it animated. With this, we end our video. Stay tuned for the next part and watch our other quality contents. Stay safe. Bye.